Hey folks, welcome to our channel. Hope you're doing well. We are from BMN Infotech Private Limited, a leading IT company in India. This is our 5th video of the Laravel tutorial. Be ready to learn. In this video, we'll talk about Laravel blade file. So in this Laravel series, we saw in the previous video, what is Laravel basic routing and routing files, and then how to use all the files which are in the routing. So now let's see what is the basic blade template and how to create layouts in the blade template. So before wasting time, let's start. Look into this today. What we will discuss in this video, blade template is play a very important role in Laravel. What is blade template? How to display data? What is blade directives? How can we convert a template by creating a layout through blade template? So let's first see what is a blade template. Blade template Laravel has its own template engine. Now, what is a template engine? When we display the data in the browser, at that time templating engines are made to handle the view file. In other such languages, you will see a lot like you will see in JS also. This template engine provides its own structure. If you want to view some data, for example, if you want to get some views on the page, then it gives its own syntax for conditional statements, looping statements, switching statements, which are all things in core PHP. All these things are replaced, and it is very easy to implement and understand also. What we used to do before making a file by doing PHP, and now what we have to do is to create a file named blade.php file in Laravel. This .blade.php tells Laravel that the file it contains is a blade file. So is it a blade template? So let's move on to our project. So we have already installed this project, which you must have seen in the previous videos. In this you have to go to resources, then go to view, see welcome blade.php, and this is another more file as demo blade.php. So this blade file means the files of view which will be displayed to the user. That is the blade file in Laravel. Blade.php is the extension of the Laravel view files. Now let's see some other things like getting the data displayed. So what we had to do earlier inside core PHP. PHP start, echo $name or other some variable, and then PHP close. This is our core PHP concept, but in the Laravel, you need to write simply in double brackets in $name, or can write this format. $name, opening curly bracket, exclamation mark, $name, closing curly bracket. $name is used for simple echo. In this, the syntax that Laravel does not decode HTML entities, whatever the HTML entities are. If you have created a string, then you have written the h1 tag in it and have closed the h1 tag, then the string will print exactly like this. Now I'll show you how to do it. Opening curly bracket, exclamation mark, $name. This helped to decode HTML, and $name, it doesn't decode. Whereas in core PHP we used to create a complete structure. Start PHP, close PHP, then echo these all things. We do not need to do that. I make a new blade file. I delete these two files. I also delete this welcome.php, and here we create a view file, home blade.php. Now you have to go to roots files, and click web.php. Here you remove all the roots in this file, and now a dedicated video of how these roots work is available in this playlist. So if you haven't seen that video, then you can watch it. And I can write here roots : get, brackets, slash. If there is a slash, then we have to give a redirect order to the page with this view. So in whatever way it is, you will write the function. You will create a function, and here we will take a name from the user. Here I write a name, which means I am going to take a name from the user. And that name I put it in the function, and then I will redirect to the view page. For redirecting page, I write here return view and put the file name here, which is home. So let's see here, that it becomes an optional parameter, or else our page will not be able to load. Now I go to the home page. Here I can create an HTML structure. So this has become an HTML structure. Here we write home in the title, and may also add bootstrap. Now may write welcome in h1 tags here. And we come to the command line and write it here, PHP artisan serve to serve the project on the browser. And one more thing you need to learn is that when you run your project after that, we need to remember one more thing. When we are project serve, then we don't have to close that terminal. If any command is to be run, then you can open a new terminal, but don't have to close it, because when you close that terminal, your project will be close. We can run our project on this port, and you can see it giving some error. Now you can see it giving some error of too few arguments. Actually this error is related to the root, and let's where is an error and resolve it. See if we giving some optional parameter in the root, then we have to assign the default value, put it the equals null in the function, and refresh it. See now there is any error. Now again I will give the name in URL BMN Infotech. So we have seen in the last video how to pick up the name. So we will create a variable named $data, compact it and write the name here. And we'll write from the return with name $data and $data will go there and you will get the name. You have to print that name. To see the double curly brackets and $name. And go to the browser and refresh it. Whatever we write in the URL, it will be displayed to us. So suppose if the name does not appear in the URL, then what to do in that case? In that case, you can put it here. And if the guest name comes, then it should be printed, otherwise guest will be displayed. So this is one way to print your data. This is not just a way to print data or variables, and there are other things like you have to do some function, like I have to do it with time function. There is a function named time in PHP, then it is giving you timestamp. If you want to use date function, then you can do it here. So this is an echo statement, whatever is written inside it. Its job is to get it to echo those arguments. See, it shows the date here. It doesn't just echo the string, you can also utilize the functions here and I write it back. So this is the first way. Now let's talk about the second thing. When you were sending the name here, then you wrote tag, then inside that you wrote BMN Infotech. So you sent the data with an HTML entity, and when you put the data in the URL, go to the web.php. I get a variable $demo equals and tags, paste it here and remove this from URL. I go to the view page and I echo the demo here because I have put H2 here, it will be printed here, and now see that H2 is being printed here, it is not being executed. There is a difference inside, both will understand H2 to be printed and executed, both are different things. Print means it displays as a text mode and executes means it implements as an HTML node. You are here to avoid this thing, can put double nodes, refresh and see now our H2 is executed in a proper way. Opening curly bracket, exclamation mark, $demo, closing curly bracket. So that was our second way. The first is to simply echo and the second is to decode the HTML entity. So this is the way of display. Next, we talk about some other directories. So there is conditional directories are available. If, else-if, else-er, and if. So what we have been doing till now, this is the way to implement them here. So it is very simple. See, here I do it with @if, and inside the @if you have to make its closing body and keep an and if with it. You have to write this with it because this is blade syntax. I write here $name is not equals. If the name is not empty, then what to do? We echo the in curly brackets as name is not empty. And go to the browser, refresh it, there is nothing display here. But here I go and I write the test and here it shows the name is not empty. This is the execution of the if statement. Now if you think I want something in if else also, then I have to write here else and inside this name is empty. Right now you guys are looking at a simple example, but when you implement it in real life, a lot of things will come inside this. Just like I did the name this empty, let's remove it, then here has come the name is empty, and when we have written the name here it has come name is not empty. So this is simple if else work. If now you think I need to put something else here like what I did put here else if and name is not equals to. So now I am going to change a little. If the name equals to empty, then print this, otherwise print name is not empty. If in and if $name is equals to BMN Infotech, then we write suppose the name is correct. And then put write the else condition and write name is incorrect. So it is so simple, like if and else statements as you did already in PHP, and now I refresh it and here it shows the name is incorrect, and if I remove the name from the URL and it shows the name is empty, and if I put BMN Infotech then it shows name is correct. So very simple if and else statements are being executed as you have always been doing. So let's move on to the next. The people next, which are our directives, are unless and unless. What is there in this, guys, as a simple concept? If you check the condition and write here at unless $name equals BMN does not given, then print the name is not BMN Infotech and refresh it. If I write something else, then it shows the name is not BMN Infotech. Unless means doing this when you don't have that thing. If this condition is true, then you don't need to do anything. If the condition is false, then print this. Highlight the name is not BMN Infotech, print this unless. This is the same as if statement, but the Laravel Blade template provides you with many facilities and features. Now come to isIt. In isIt, there is the very simple concept I think we all use already. We have to see whether this variable is set or not. Let us see another way to print this. At isIt, if $name is set. $name means if the user has entered the name here, then we will get echo $name. See here we put the name, then it shows the output, otherwise nothing is showing. If I enter the name, then it shows the name which I entered in URL isIt. It runs a block inside which it checks whether this particular variable is set or not. If it is set, then only it has to be allowed to go forward, or else it is not allowed to go further. Up next topic is looping directives. The first of the looping directives is the @for and @end4 directives Laravel has created for you to replace the for a loop. It is also the same as for loop. What you have to do, you have to write here @for and the $i equals $1, $i. So these are for loop, and now I write @end4, then inside h2 tags we print $i and go to the browser and refresh it. See 1 to 10 counting is showing here. I take a bootstrap class container for the center this output. Now the work is getting very easy, because even if there is a code of PHP somewhere, it is not difficult to understand and there are no complications and no need to start PHP close PHP. This is so easy than PHP. And while loop you already know and how it works. We have to initialize before the while loop. What you have to do, you have to write @php and @end php and define the variable $i equals $1. And as same while start and while end, and write here $i. Again in PHP write $i++ and close PHP. Like we used to make in PHP, we make a block in the same way in Laravel, but a little syntax has changed, and easy. The next statement is for each. Like as you know what for each is, it works to iterate the array, so we make an array first and remove this code and start to make an array, and here start @php and @end php and $array equals I put it counting, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And to implement for each, write here for each $array as $i and then echo the I variable, and for bold text, I put it here h2 tag and go to the browser, refresh it. Now suppose instead of numeric digits we have another thing in an array, and I write in an array as a country array in PHP, and this country's array you will get easily in Git, and you click on raw, and this all data you may copy and replace it with numeric digits. Now we have an array of the countries. Out of this, I have to make an option by going out of one country, then it will do for each loop for me. Now in for each we write $countries as $country. Is not that important that you have to write the $country, you can take any variable. Simply what is happening in this whole array, one by one key is sending to $country. I have an option tag, so with this tag I will print the array and make a select box so that it looks retable. So this is our select box, and in options, we echo the $country, then go to the browser and refresh it, and you can see these all country options are available here. Simply, for each works to get data from the array and put it into the key. Now I think that I have to make the it also unique, which means I have to make the value which is here also unique. As you will see now, no value has been given here inside the options. So we have the option to go from here and do an attribute use that is valued, and we here $key. You can write here anything like it or index or key, whatever you wish, an arrow operator, and in the value, we write the key variable and refresh it. See, there is every country have their key value. Where is this key coming from? This is our array, how the indexed array works. May I print and show you this too? Here I print a prename tag so that my array which is formatted looks. And write print_r and write $countries, and see this is our array, so we had to make the option 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and many more. These are keys we are stored in as a value. So it is so easy concept to use a for each loop. Next up is break and continue and how it works. I clear all these things and start from the starting right here for $i equals $1, $i. And end for. Now I print $i, and see output will 1 to 10 counting. In if $i is equals 5, then we write here end if, and implement continue statement, write it continue, and in continue case it will skip the 5 number and rest of the number it will display. See here 5 number is not showing here. Suppose if you want that whole loop will skip, then you simply write here break, and in this case, it will implement till 5 and the rest of the loop is break and now showing on the display. So as same as we use in core PHP, we also can use it in Laravel. Now let's come next and let's talk about some more directives. If you want to comment on some code in the Blade template, and write curly brackets, and inside curly write dash dash, and inside write some regarding code. Add include. So include is used to add the page content from another page. Now we will talk about layouts. @yield directives are used to display the content of a given section. The @section directives define a section of content. The @extends Blade directives to specify which layout the child view should inherit. Yield statement, a container is created separately, means to create a section. I will show them all at once because they will not understand it separately. After yield, we have a section. When you want to yield data within the section that was there, then you have to keep it in this section. Then comes to the extends, so which particular view to inherit, this extends works. And I delete the home file. So let's delete that file. So now we come to the resources and make a folder of layouts. In this folder I make 3 files. First one is main. Blade.php. Next is header. Blade.php and footer. Blade.php. Right now we are not doing theme conversion because there are more things in the theme conversion that we are going to see in the upcoming videos, but right now I will just show you by making a small layout. We have 3 files, header, footer, and the main file. You click the main file and right here the add include. I write here from view to go header. And one more include add and include the footer file. So we have now header and footer. Now we already include header and footer in the main file. Now we write here yield. Before this I will use the bootstrap class, which is div and container class, then it yield, and now I make a section which is the main section. Now we have to push different pages. Here means enter different pages. The go to the view and create one more new file whose name is home. Blade.php. On the home page, I use h1 tags and right inside the tags is the home page, and with help of bootstrap class use text center. Now see how the home page will know where to go, so you have to extend it first. And right here it extends and name of the file which I want to extend, that is layout. Main. It means it will go to the layout folder and then the main file and add at section start and at end section. So what will the end section do? It implements only this section which is inside the section. Now, this part is where to yield, means where to push. We push the section on the main page, so you have to write here the main section. Laravel will call the main page and it will call the header footer inside the page and it will put the content in the middle of the page. Then go to the roots web.php. Right here root get method and slash and start function, then return view home. And one more root I created for about page. The about page is not created yet, so we create the about page and I copy and paste the same content which is on the home page. We have to extend this page also. In main layout header and footer are coming and the main section of this page should yield this part. Now go to the browser and refresh it, and here home page is visible here, and if I write on URL is about, then it goes to the about page. Now I go to the header and make some common things, and I make the navbar, and we can take the navigation bar of Bootstrap. In the header and in h1 tags right here welcome to BMN Infotech, this is always shown to us in the header, which means the top of the page. If you want to go slash or about page, still header visible on that pages. And also doing the same thing in the footer. Now I use text center and go to the footer and the same thing implement in the footer file and write the thank you. It is a simple task that we have made the footer header common. The page is changing in the middle. And now I created the courses page, and same as I paste it here and only change the heading and make routing for this page and redirect to the course.blade.php page. Now see when you hit the URL with course root it will go to the courses page. So what is the main thing? The layout is working and the rest of the things is as it is. Because the main section, which is the middle section, is only push and the header footer is the same on every page so that the page's speed increases and fast accessing. Now next is 2 more things. After this, we will be able to make the layout that we have completely dynamic. To render complete stack content, pass the name of the stack to the @stack directives. @push and @endpush is used to push the data into the stack. Right now you are seeing that we are going to write the title inside the header, and because of this title is being written on all the pages. If we want each page to send its title separately, then we will go to the header and remove the title tag in the header from here, and we will write here the stack and we name that stack as the title. Stack means now some code is going to come here, whatever file is calling it will send this code, and stack name is the title. Now when the home page calls this, I will put the @push, and what is the working of push? Something has to be pushed inside the stack title. Push and end push, and inside this we write a title. Each time each page will send its own title. For example, in this we write home, and now as it is write in about and courses also. We can push the meta tags also in this. And instead of the title name, we can use the head name also. Now what is the benefit of this? It is being written about for the page, and home for the home page, courses for the courses page. When you inspect your code, then you can see your title will be the push in the title tag because you made a stack in the header page, and the stack will push the title from the pages. So a very simple concept guys, Blade layout, which helps in increasing your development speed. So I hope guys you must have understood this complete video. All these things that we discussed were just basic Blade layouts. There are a lot of simple things in Blade layouts that we will be seeing in upcoming videos. That's it for this videos. Thanks for watching. So you keep following the whole series continuously. So I hope guys, you must have understood all these concepts very well. If you are new to the channel, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell in the comment box if you face any kind of problem. See you guys, stay connected with us in the next video.